see the results of the LSPs in line or aligned with the national Spanish policies?
I think that they are bringing some very interesting results in terms of progressing the IoT frameworks in terms of standards, in terms of use cases, in terms of explaining the general public what is the potential of IoT. So from a general perspective, I see the alignment. And then from a vertical perspective, if we look at the different action lines, I think also we see that there's interesting alignment. When we see the effort that has been done in farming, for instance, one of the LSP, we see in Spain a strong effort on digitalizing the first sector, the primary sector, the agricultural sector. We see an important effort in health delivery, improving health delivery. There's another project aiming towards that goal. We've seen yesterday the effort has been done and the progress that has been done in enabling the development of smart cities, and that is a core strategy in the Spanish policy. Not only smart cities, but smart territories. How we bring the idea of smartness of digital embracing, not only in cities, but also in the rural areas and regions as a whole. So from that perspective, I think it was a very positive session yesterday. I think it's actually they are pretty much aligned. We also have to think that the national policies are normally aligned with European policies, so at the end it's quite normal that we see that kind of alignment.
So how do you see the new pillars for Digital Europe, Horizon Europe, and how is the impact it is going to have in the new technological developments? So as you know, the new framework is still being negotiated, so there's no conclusive decision yet. But overall, if we look at the overall picture, we see that digitalization will remain a key pillar in the overall program, not only from the research perspective, so looking at the more disruptive technology, but also from the more day-to-day technologies and the development of a healthy digital ecosystem in Europe. So if we look at the research space, so the new Horizon Europe program, which is looking more at the more disruptive, forward-looking technologies, mainly the research and development. We see the efforts on cloud computing, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, blockchain. So we're seeing themes, 5G. What else? Yes. So overall, looking at the next internet. So what are the technological components that are going to allow the next generation of internet? And then on the other side, we have from DigiConnect the Connecting Europe facility with its digital aspect that remains. We have a new. We've seen that there's a new facility, new program for digitalizing Europe with its own funding. So we can see that as a whole, Europe has that commitment for digitalizing Europe, both from a cutting-edge, more forward-looking perspective from the research side and from the standard, more day-to-day ecosystem development. So I think that the prospects are positive. And IoT developments and IoT deployments are growing every time more, not only in Spain, but in world Europe. And now there is like a tendency to join it with the next generation internet. Mm-hmm. How is it going to be facing Spain?
As far as Spain, at this moment, we are working different strategies. And that's important thing to understand. In Spain, the competencies on digitalization are shared to a certain extent between the Ministry of Economy with the Secretary of State for Digital Advancement and Ministry of Science and Technology. So we collaborate pretty much
we collaborate a lot, but those competencies are shared. So from the research perspective, we're right now working on the new strategic framework for the next 8 years, where digitalization, artificial intelligence will be one of the key pillars. On the other side, at the Secretary of State of Digital Advancement, they're also working on their own strategy to allow the flourishing of a healthy startup ecosystem, which is strong digital components. So I think that with exactly the same way as we see in Europe, both from a research perspective and from a more industry perspective, there's a decisive commitment for the progress and advancement of digitalization in Spain as well.
We know that the Spanish companies, the Spanish entities, both public and private, are quite successful in European projects, European funds. How have you seen them in the future? So,
yes, I'm hopeful that we're hopeful that the case will remain. As you know, in recent times there has been budgetary constraints, and despite all this difficult situation, because of the quality and determination of the scientific community, and also the productive fabric, the small and medium enterprises and large companies' commitment to research and development, they have been able to go to Europe and within competitive tenders, they have been able to return a lot of funding to their innovative projects. And going forward, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't continue in that. We shouldn't continue that trend. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.